Hello and welcome to Smaulgld's Indian silver import update for the year ended 2017. Indian silver imports jumped 52% in 2017. Indian silver imports were nearly 5,400 tons, or approximately 173.5 million ounces in 2017. That's up from 3,546 tons imported in 2016. December was a decent month with 379 tons of silver imported into India, or 12.2 million ounces. Now, the value of those Indian silver imports in 2017 was approximately 2.88 billion. That's 173.5 million ounces multiplied by $16.60 an ounce. Now, that compares to about $36.9 billion imported in the form of gold into India in 2017. That's about 28.9 million ounces at approximately $12.75 an ounce. Now, the U.S. Mint, just to give you some context, sold 18 million or so American Silver Eagles in 2017, and in December alone, India imported 12.2 million ounces, and for the year, 173.5 million ounces. So India, definitely a huge consumer of silver. Now, let's take a look. 2017 was a turning point. Last year, the year before, in 2016, was a low silver import year, but in 2017 things turned around, and May 2017 saw 819 tons of silver imported into India, which was the highest one-month total since 2015. India, as you know, is a very huge consumer and importer of gold. India has an issue with gold because nearly all of the gold required to meet Indian demand has to be imported, because India has no real domestic gold mining production. They do have some silver mining production, which really adds to the problem for the Indian government. It's not just that the people are valuing gold as opposed to the rupee and perhaps using that to trade instead of the rupee and using that for their wealth preservation, but also because those imports do throw the Indian balance of trade way out of balance. We've seen during the monthly reports that I do on the Indian gold imports that at times gold may constitute nearly 20% of overall Indian gold imports. So when you're dealing with 30, 40, 50 billion dollars a year in imports, that does start to impact your balance of trade. Whereas even though there was a large amount of silver imported into India in 2017, that amount was respectable but not unmanageable, $2.2 billion. Now let's take a look here at the month by month in 2017. You can see most of the months were well in excess of 250 tons, and you had that big month in May and a nice month in December. Let's take a look at how that looks over the past few years or so. You could see during the real big era of 2013, 14, and 15, especially in here, 14 and 15, many months India was importing well over 1,000 tons of silver a year. Now remember, 2015 was a low for the price of silver, so Indians really gobbled up that bargain. Also, India was in the process of completing the world's largest the world's largest solar plant, which required some additional silver. And then in 2016, when the prices spiked, you can see, and that project also was completed, there was a decline in Indian silver imports that has since started to pick up starting in the spring of 2017. You can see they're back, not quite to the record levels, but definitely better than this period here in 2016. And here we have a chart that shows 1999 to 2017, and you can see basically since the financial crisis, 2008-9, that for the most part, India has been importing large amounts. They had a 3-year run here, 2013, 14, and 15, with declining silver prices dropping from the high in 2011. And you can see 6,000, 7,000, 8,500 tons of silver imported, drop off in 2016 to 3,500, and then a rebound to nearly 5,400 tons in 2017. Combine India and China silver demand, and you basically are gobbling up much of the world's silver mining production. And here's just a chart I like to show all the time, that basically global silver mining production has been between 850 and 800 million ounces a year for the past 7-8 years. And in a 3-year period, India imported nearly 700 million ounces between 2013 and 2015. That was a big spike we saw on the chart. And in the entire history of American Silver Eagles, I think American Silver Eagles are now about close to 600 million sold. So India gobbles, and that's over a 32-year period. So India is definitely a voracious consumer of silver. And here are your top silver mining countries. I haven't updated to 2017, but you'll notice that basically India is capable of eating up the entire production of Mexico, which is the largest silver producer in the world. Mexico producing between 175 million, 190 million ounces a year. And that's basically what India gobbled up in 2017. Well, that about does it. Well, thank you very much for listening. If you'd like to buy gold or silver, please consider doing so through the Smaulgld site at BGSC, Gold and Eagle Coins, SD Bullion, Money Metals Exchange. You can compare pricing and shipping at the links below this BitChute, below this YouTube, or on the Smaulgld channel, and you'll pay no more, no less than if you visited those sites directly. But the key is Smaulgld will get a small commission, so you can help the site out by making your gold and silver purchases that way. Again, not investment advice to do so, but you do help the site out if you buy through Smaulgld. Also, you can help Smaulgld out by becoming a monthly patron. I do enjoy those monthly contributions, and also by donating via PayPal, via Litecoin, and via Bitcoin at the addresses below. Thank you very much for listening.